沉睡的人心潮澎湃，热血流过动脉，别让梦想带着遗憾醒来。总有人被世界淘汰，总有人被记载，在这尔虞我诈的舞台，挺过来。初心人才，坎坷不算失败，不负时代，人生没有彩排，起落都精彩，磨难用双手推开，全力去对待，豁出去才痛快，看我和命运谁厉害。
Respondent, please give your statement.
I've said some extremely harsh things in this arbitration court before. I truly am very sorry for that. I would like to extend my apologies to you. That's it for my statement. We thank the arbitration committee.
Oh, that's all he's going to say. That's it.
Jesus, already?
I know, right?
I thought he wasn't like that.
No, he's just giving up.
What's going to happen now?
I'm not so sure about his decision.
Order! Order! Before we go into rule on this matter, based on the rules of arbitration, I have to suggest one last time for both parties to consider mediation.
I present this proposal on behalf of my clients. If Magic Crystal submits to the supervision of the service providers, I believe that we can still reach an agreement.
What kind of supervision did you have in mind? Please elaborate some more.
The service providers will be the major stockholders. They will control and operate the company. This is a very benevolent proposal. It encompasses both security and open market competition. This is our final proposal.
Oh my, I didn't expect that at all.
Their proposal. Is it fair?
I'm not so sure myself.
I don't know what to
What's our
add.
idea of mediation?
Clerk. Respondent, what do you think of the offer?
Hey, what is it?
I feel so sorry for our boss. He was apologizing to them. He's like their puppet, no worse than a puppet. I can't watch it.
I know you're feeling sad for him. But you need to understand what he must do. He needs to be accountable for all shareholders.
You know, I never felt it was nice to be in a detention center. But sitting there in that courtroom, I thought that being in jail was 100 times better than this. It's like sitting on top of a volcano. He can accept defeat, but why do they have to embarrass him?
Secretary General Na has said, in order to reach a mediation, compromises have to be made.
This is not a compromise! This is humiliation! They're forcing us to surrender and to let go of everything! I can't sit there and watch this!
Respondent, how do you respond?
This is not a proposal for mediation. This is outright highway robbery.
Order!
If you want a mediation, this is our final offer.
A little while ago, all of my shareholders were trying to persuade me not to criticize the service providers. They asked me not to upset you. They told me to apologize to you and be humble before you. But I believe that the court's arbitration is both just and fair. If all that was needed was an apology, then why is there a need for us to have laws? I don't accept your excuses about information security. What is information security? Are you talking about monitoring the content of communications? Don't forget that a person's right to privacy is protected in the Constitution. And the scandals exposed by Edward Snowden also happened very recently.
What you're saying there is slander!
Let me tell you. The root cause of all these issues is due to monopoly. Because of these monopolies, you have no motivation to provide the people with a reliable broadband. This is data from the Internet Statistics Center. 91.2% of 4M broadband does not meet the bandwidth standard. 27.6% of 2M broadband does not meet the bandwidth standard. The fee that mainland users pay for each megabyte of broadband is 469 times higher than the amount users pay in Hong Kong. But the speed that you provide to users is much lower than theirs. And yet you have never decreased the amount you've charged your users. Another example, mobile phone roaming. The service to provide roaming costs nothing. Another example, let's talk about text messaging. 10 years ago, text messages only cost a dime to send. The price is the same today, but there is no cost for phones to send or receive texts in the same city. Even if it was a text across cities, it would cost no more than $1 to send 1,000 messages. You are charging the users fees like predators, but what can we do if we're not content? You're mad at your stock dealer? You go to the Securities Regulatory Commission. Unhappy with the bank? There's the Banking Regulatory Commission, so could you tell me, who am I supposed to complain to if I'm not happy with you? What number should I call to complain? A few days ago, for no reason at all, Magic Crystal servers failed twice. They said they needed maintenance. I lost over 5 million users. It's fine if they don't use my software, but they still have to use the services given by service providers. If I became mad at losing 5 million users because of server failures, Then getting threatened for endangering information security saddens me a great deal. I haven't heard one single proposal from you that will ensure security. So far, it's been the same thing you've been saying. The one thing that you really want is what you said just now. You want magic crystal.
Guo Xinnian, there's no need for this tirade. Just tell me, do you accept the mediation or not?
Listen carefully. I refuse to accept it. When I created Magic Crystal, all I wanted was to make an instant, free, and convenient software for people to use. Now my original intention has been lost. You're asking me to be an accomplice in abusing users. I have no power to resist. But I can always choose to give my program up. I can choose euthanasia.
We need to discuss this later. We'll discuss this later.
He said a pretty good deal of information. I wonder what the decision will be after all.
Order! Order! I declare the end of the arbitration court's 5th meeting. After discussions with the expert committee, we will announce the result of arbitration within 15 business days. Court is adjourned.
Hey! Hey!
Bantang!
Where are you going?
Where are you going?
Bantang!
Hey, hi boss. Would you like a ride? $10 each?
Mr. Guo, don't be nervous.
Uncle, please don't call me Mr. Guo. You can just call me Guo or Guo Xinnian, please. Or else I would really be nervous.
All right. I'm going to call you Guo. To be honest, it's not appropriate for us to meet like this before the ruling comes out. It's a conflict of interest. However, I was given a special mission, and I need some information from you. If we had arranged for this conversation to occur in an official setting, I feared you would be too nervous. So I thought about it. I decided to invite you over to dinner as a friend so we can have a talk. So please, don't be nervous, okay?
Okay then, I'm not nervous. I'm not nervous.
Dad, you're only making him feel more nervous. Let's get to business.
Excuse me for interrupting you. Guo Xinnian, I heard that you got divorced once. Is that true?
Yes, that's true.
How long were you married before the divorce?
Mom!
What?
Just go and cook. Come on.
But I have to find out
go.
what happened to him.
Guo, to be honest, I learned a lot from what you said at the arbitration. Your criticism, especially with the communications sector, we've compiled it and submitted the report to our superiors. Not just the ministry, but the higher leaders have read the report as well. Afterwards, they told us they were deeply concerned about it. And so they have asked that I should talk to you and find out what other things you know regarding the sector as a young entrepreneur. Also, what support you'll need.
Actually, I've already stated most of my opinions. The views that I shared are just the same as that of other young entrepreneurs who want to start up like me.
We're here inside my home, all right? I hope you can be open with me. Try to be as specific as you can. Otherwise, when new laws and regulations are put into place in the future, you're going to start complaining that old folks like me didn't listen to you. So go ahead.
See, didn't I tell you? You can be honest with him.
All right, I'll be very honest then.
Good.
Actually, I'm very confused. I've thought about this for a long time. A small country like South Korea has companies like LG and like Samsung. Both are considered top brands around the world. And not to mention Japan. There's Mitsubishi, Sony, and Panasonic. What about us? What do we have? I believe that technological innovation and young entrepreneurs provide fresh blood for the nation. They can invigorate our country. I am just a platelet. It's all right to kill me alone. I'm afraid one day there will be no one making blood for the nation, and then we will be doomed. Uncle, entrepreneurs like me don't need much support. What we need is a clear, level playing field for fair competition. That will be good enough. Think of us as wild grass. We're tough. We're not scared of competition.
Right. The government claims they'd break monopolies and encourage innovation. But when that innovation comes along, the monopolies go after them in a vicious attack mode. They don't practice what they preach. Guo Xinnian, is your report done?
It's done. I have it with me.
Dad, this is written by Guo Xinnian regarding the current issues on the mobile internet, including his views on future trends. We hope it'll help the leaders make a decision.
Is this report based on his opinion, or is it based on yours?
We came up with it together.
Dinner is ready now.
Okay.
Hey, Guo Xinnian, I would like to know why you felt you needed a divorce.
I just felt that between us, we,
Mom! What do you think you're doing?
I'm curious. He looks so shy and modest. He doesn't look like he's divorced. Tell me, was she the one who wanted it? Or was it you, Guo Xinnian?
Mom, come on, let's go. Stop asking questions.
Guo Xinnian, we'll talk about this while eating, okay?
Let's go and eat.
okay.
Come on. Come on, let's drink.
Go on, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
Oh, you guys are so decadent.
I just want to know if you think this is wonderful. It's pretty new.
It's good.
How about you get one as well? You like to live in the city, right? I will put 4 wheels on it so you can drive it around like a car.
No, forget it.
At the beginning, the 5 of us started a business together to achieve all the success that we have today. But I have to admit to all of you guys, we are getting old. Huh? It's finally time for all of us to enjoy ourselves. Admit it, we are getting old.
But I feel that I'm not that old yet. Of course, I don't mean that you're old.
No. We are all old. But you're still young.
Listen, young man. Let me ask you, why did you become an entrepreneur?
So that I can achieve something in my life.
Okay, so how would you define this achievement?
I'm no philosopher, So go ahead.
I believe we already achieved it. Why did we become entrepreneurs? So we can stop living in a tiny shoebox apartment and stop sleeping on folding beds and ordering takeout. My friend, the 5 of us are all on the same train. The 4 of us believe that we finally reached our destination. It's time for us to get off. What are you doing? Why are you still on the train? Huh? Do you mean that we can start businesses together, but not enjoy life together?
No, of course not.
Keelan is no longer a little kid. It's already a grown-up. Not to mention, it has grown to be one of the few top companies in the country, with only a few to compete with it.
I can't say.
All right, but at least for right now, you can say no one can compete with it. We'll save the future for the future. We're all working in this industry. Everyone here understands how the business works. What, are you hoping that with Keelan being the cream of the crop of the industry right now, it's going to go on being the leader forever? I am not exaggerating. I'm telling you, buddy, if you keep working like this, if you keep stressing out your body, I'm so scared. You're gonna collapse before your enemy can catch up with you. The other day, you mentioned that you wanted a project to start outside of Keelan. After all, Keelan was created by all 5 of us. We did it together. We thought about it afterwards and we all get your logic. We all said, right, this is the Lee Bantang that we know of. That is exactly what he's like, right? Huh? I know that you still have your ambitions. You still have the desire to compete with the newcomers in this business.
Well, that's not what I think. Let's drink.
My dad is like that, being a judge and all. Everyone's a subordinate. He talks like a bureaucrat.
I'm grateful that your dad can speak on behalf of minor bit characters just like me.
You are not a minor character. Dad said the major leaders are looking into this business. If you're lucky enough to pull this off this time, Guo Xinnian, you will become a legend on the internet.
Me, a legend? Doesn't that usually refer to someone who's already dead?
Don't move. You're not very tall.
I'm 5'7".
You also look very thin.
These are all muscles.
I'm not joking with you. Lately, I've been wondering how you've managed to carry all that trouble with you.
It's because of you.
Me?
Magic Crystal was created by both of us. I've thought about this a lot. Every time Magic Crystal came across hurdles and difficulties, you were the one who was always there to help it out. If it wasn't for you, it wouldn't have lasted this long.
Stop. Stop flattering me. You'll just embarrass me if you keep on going. Guo Xinnian, no matter what the result of the arbitration is, you've done your best. You should be happy if you win, and relieved if you lose. You're a hero nonetheless.
带你我走很久，幸好你在左右，陪我从。
But I don't want to go down in history as a hero who failed.
That's why you have to promise me. If Magic Crystal loses the case, no matter the pain, how battered you are, How sad you feel? Don't go running off and disappearing on your own. If you want to get away from everything, just let me know. I'll come with you. Guo Xinnian, I want you to swear it.
Don't worry. It's gonna take a lot more to take me down.
Xiaomang, do you know what the biggest question in the internet scene is today?
What is it?
Who is our enemy? And who is our friend? That is the real problem the country's internet is facing today. That's the biggest question. Taobao and JD copy eBay. The site Weibo is copying Twitter. Kaixin.com copies Facebook. And video sites copy YouTube. No one out there is just innovating. They just use whatever it is that other people have already developed. When we're actually faced with real challenges in the future, will we be able to innovate? That is the real enemy we have to face right here. The suffering and the abuse we receive is going to eventually make us great one of these days. In order for other people to take us seriously, we have to take ourselves very seriously as well. Let us cherish the time we have here now. Because in this place, we are going to create the greatest software ever to be made in the history of the country's mobile network. What I'm going to make is an app that no one in the country can possibly live without. It is going to be the last app people will close at night, and it's going to be the first app that they turn on the very moment they open their eyes and get up in the morning. That's the kind of computer program that I'm going to create.
Bro, you think we could really create something like that?
Xiaomang, if you truly believe that you can do something, it is only then that you can actually do it.
Bro, what are you planning to call this app?
And we'll talk about it later. Are you done yet?
No.
Hurry up then. Check the codes later. You talk too much.
Dad, why didn't you tell me you were here?
I dealt with a few things earlier.
Our victory is definitely getting nearer. Did you come over here to celebrate?
There are two reasons why I'm here. The first one is to end the magic crystal case. And the second reason is...
What is this?
You need to go back. That is a one-way ticket.
The police said that I can't leave.
I had a document issued in Hong Kong to say you have a medical condition and you need to seek treatment there. When you get there, someone will get you. Don't go home. Go straight to the hospital. Don't say anything. Things are not completely over with the police. Do not get into any more trouble.
You mean I can't go home when I get back in Hong Kong? I have to pretend I'm sick in the hospital? What about you?
I'll come back once everything is settled.
What about my company?
Just leave it alone. I'm going to handle it.
Are you going to give up on everything that I've worked on? Is that what you're saying?
That's right. Do you want to ask me why?
All right, fine then. I'll ask why.
Because I'm getting old. I don't like living in the north. I also don't like having to clean up after you and having to live constantly in fear. Please spare me some mercy. Is that good enough?
No way.
Look, boss. Zhen Sheng is obviously very confused. It's understandable. Make an appointment with Guo Xinnian. I would like to meet him. Yes, boss.
It's a good thing if we lose the arbitration case. Maybe you can start a career in the martial arts. Maybe you can become the Ip Man when you turn 80.
Huh, version 2.0.
Mr. Guo, you have a package from Apple.
Thank you.
How come no one's working these past few days?
I asked them to take the time off and wait for the court's result. You can go home too.
Thanks. Mr. Liu.
Call me Ip Man.
I don't know if I'm being too forward.
Yes?
I've been observing you. This is not the way to do it. If you keep practicing like this, you're going to get hurt.
How do you know?
I don't really. But I used to practice with my dad when I was little. I learned that it's not the movements that are important. The thing that really matters is you need to develop the intention and the execution of power through the moves.
You sound like an expert. Show me then, come on.
Okay. This is Huang Xuan. Thank you.
All right. There's a lot of hidden talent in Magic Crystal.
I guess so.
Mr. Guo, you have a phone call.
Well, goodbye to you, my friend.
Hey, boss, come visit us again.
Goodbye to you, my friend. Where is it? Here. Book a flight. I have to go back.
But you have a speech at the meeting tomorrow.
Reschedule it for later. I'll be back in the morning.
You're not going to sleep?
Have a seat. If the servers fail one more time, Magic Crystal won't be able to make it. Am I right about that?
Was it you who shut down the servers?
I heard that the servers were under maintenance. There is no way for you to challenge that claim. Have you thought about what you're going to do if you lose the arbitration?
The results from the arbitration court aren't out yet.
Listen, boy. You know very well that you've lost. Why do we have to become enemies? I believe that there's room for us to cooperate. My team has given an estimate for Magic Crystal's worth. Based on that estimate, I'll give you 10 times that amount. Just so I can purchase and own Magic Crystal. And if you agree, I'm going to pay you right now with a check. Or you can choose whatever payment method you prefer. Mr. Lung, Magic Crystal is neck deep in a lawsuit right now with the service providers. If we invest in another voice messaging service like what you're proposing, wouldn't that put us under the suspicion that we're doing it on purpose?
This software that I'm presenting might not be as full-fledged as Magic Crystal, but I believe that as soon as it's launched, it's going to become an instant hit. Even if we end up like Magic Crystal and get sued by these companies, I wouldn't really care.
What a strange attitude. What made you think we would invest in a troublesome software?
If it's really valuable and profitable, it's fine if it's a bit troublesome. Besides, this software is just a minor piece that we launch into the market. In my primary plans, making the software alone is meaningless. I want to make my own cell phone. I study the market for digital cameras. With the emergence of the selfie age, photography with a cell phone has become more and more widely used, especially among female customers. What are the cons for digital cameras? They're heavy, inconvenient to carry, single function, and the need for expensive lenses. In the future, I would like to make a line of cell phones dedicated to photography with a focal point on digital enhancements of the images. So it's very important to lead with a design-based selfie media. It's like a scout, testing the waters for us. Encrypted chat is going to be its scout.
You've pushed Magic Crystal into a dead end, and now you say that you want to buy it? Why is that?
Not only will I buy Magic Crystal, I'm also going to give you Sercom. Xinjiang will go back to Hong Kong, so will I. The world will be all yours. How do you like that for an ending?
It has never crossed my mind to sell Magic Crystal. Even if I wanted to sell it, I'd never sell it to someone like you.
It doesn't matter who you sell it to. This is just business, If you think like this, magic crystal will die in your hands. Have you read Water Margin? When I read that story as a child, I hated Song Qiang the most. He brought all his partners along to please the government, and this led to their deaths later. That guy's a real piece of work. Maybe you can think of it as the government buying them, right? But when I grew up and stepped into society, I came to realize that Song Qiang was a good manager. He managed and led his outlaw friends and created a legendary brand. After several fights with the government, he negotiated deals with the emperor in a brothel to haggle over a purchase price. Eventually, he set aside all of his hatred and joined the government. Now let's try to imagine what Song Qiang's concerns might be. If he kept on going, living a carefree life as an outlaw on Liang Mountain, yes, he would have been happy for a few years. But what about the future? Could he still fight a tiger when he's 80 years old? Being an outlaw their whole lives, they couldn't even pay homage at their ancestors' graves. Was that really the best way out? When all of the battles and conflicts broke out, the government could easily destroy them all, just like killing a swarm of flies. It would be easy for the government to do so. There is no future in rebelling. When they work for the government, that's when they realized, at the right moment in time, what their true value was worth. Time waits for no one.
Are you done talking yet?
Give me the terms of your conditions.
What about the incident with Luca?
I'll give him more than enough compensation.
Tell me, who on earth did it?